Yo, what's up? This is Food Fidelity. Got another great dish. This is a delicious, simple, easy weeknight Cuban Picadillo dish, which is, I just call it as ground beef, seasoned really well with a bunch of Cuban flavors. You can make it in a pinch. Takes no time. Very few ingredients that you're likely to have on hand anyway. So let's get to cooking. I start with a base. You can call it a Sofrito, but it's more like a salsa or Sofrito-ish because I don't cook the vegetables. But I got garlic, herbs like parsley and cilantro with spices, cumin, salt, pepper, and oregano. Tomatoes to give it like some base, as well as some red peppers. You can tell I probably need a bigger blender, but I'm working it out. I'm just gonna push those in there as far as I can and make a little more room for my olive oil. And then I think I'm good to go, unless I forgot something. Check, maybe. But I'm gonna blend it. I don't want to blend it like to a fine smooth-like consistency. I want it more of salsa-like, so I kind of pulse here to give it the texture I'm looking for. And then you take a look at it. It's a little bit on the thicker side with some chunks in there. I did forget my onions, so let me add those back in there. And hey, I'm human, stuff happens. So now that I got that worked out, I can start to cook the picadillo. So I got my pan hot. I'm gonna swirl the olive oil around like that. And then stir my aromatics. I got onions, I got more bell peppers, and I got garlic as like the base. Then I'm gonna saute with a basil leaf. And I'm giving some thought about if I wanna add these spices, how much. But again, it's the same old spice mix. Salt, pepper, paprika, cumin, and dried oregano. And give it a good mix and saute that in the pan. You want those vegetables to kind of get a little more soft and translucent before you start adding some of the other ingredients. I season as I go. So that means keep adding dry seasonings over and over, as well as like the tomato paste, which is essential to this dish. Don't worry about it sticking to the pan. You can just kind of keep stirring a little bit, and we'll clean up those brown bits later when we add the wine. So why don't we do that now? I got my wine. I got a nice red wine that's kind of left over. I'm going to use that to scrape up all those brown bits. You see it comes up pretty easily once you add the acid from the wine to it. And that's the making of a really, really good flavorful base when you think about all the different ingredients you added. So here's now is the key step. You add your ground beef or ground bison, which I use here. This is a traditional ground beef dish. I had ground bison because I had it in the kitchen. And also I just like the flavor, and it's a lot more healthy as far as cholesterol and things like that. So as I said before, I season as I go. There's never enough. I keep going and add layers and layers of flavor. Now I'm going to add some of the really distinct ingredients that make this a picadillo Cuban style. I got some olives, I got capers, and I like to add the brine from the olive oil, plus the Sofrito that I mixed earlier. For me, I like a kind of a briny picadillo. You can adjust the seasoning in terms of the presence of olives, capers, and the brine as much as you want, depending on your own flavor standpoint. But I'm heavy on the brine for me, and this is a really, really good dish. So I'm just gonna let that simmer for about 20 minutes or so until everything is all the flavors come together, and you can really smell it. I can smell all the great taste. So I garnish with some parsley, and I like a fried egg on top. You don't have to use fried egg. I serve these with your grain of choice, whether it be rice, grits, couscous, fonio, or what have you. But it's a really tasty dish. I like this one a lot. Comes together in less than 30 minutes essentially when you factor in the chopping. But a lot of flavor. Yeah, give me a like, give me a thumbs up, but most importantly, hit that red subscribe button. Peace out.